Hey, ladies and gents, it's Zem back with his favorite tanks by tier, and this is tier 4. Um, this is by far is the funnest tanking game. At least the funnest one I've ever played. The only thing that might be close to it is the PZ1C at tier 3. But if you're just going to want to go out, have a good time, run around fast, small, insane amount of firepower when you mount the 30 millimeter. Yeah, this can't be beat. This is just a boatload of fun. I don't care who you are. You're just going to smile and you're going to have an awesome time in the Luchs. This by far has probably been, Mike said, this was probably my very first high tier light tank easily because I've played probably 1,000 battles in this tank, which is a lot of battles for me in a particular tank. Most times I usually jump around quite a bit. But yeah, this one has always been my favorite, even back when it had the short 50 millimeter cannon and it was just a tier 3. Back then, it was, I believe, even faster and more mobile. This one's been somewhat nerfed because at tier 4. But yeah, so what do we have? Well, this is a continuation of the PZ2 line. 1942, I believe, they decided that they wanted a reconnaissance vehicle based off the PZ2 chassis. The PZ2 chassis has been around since 1935. Yeah, so that is an old tank, but a lot of its chassis were used for a number of different vehicles. In fact, like I said, this is the PZ2. Obviously, you can see some differences between the two. This was actually the first one in the PZ2 line to have interlocked road wheels, which means there's one here and then one on the outside and then one on the inside, one on the outside. This is what you see on some of the, obviously, the other vehicles in game, especially the higher tier German tanks. But this one was, I believe, the only PZ2 that was ever developed with the interweaved tank tracks. On the PZ2 line, like I said, it started in 1934, started produced in 1935, 36, fought for most of the early part of the war until it became obsolete, mostly in the Spanish War. It was used in the early part of World War in the invasions of Poland and France. By that time, it was almost completely obsolete. But the chassis was used on a number of different things, everything from tank destroyers, flamethrower tank throwers, flamethrower tanks to, of course, these reconnaissance vehicles like the Luchs. In fact, it was also the test bed for the Leo, the Leopard light tank, which is at tier 5. Yeah, so it had a evolutionary, just as it kept being developed. I believe the chassis, the PZ2 chassis, was still being created. 1944 is, I think, is when they stopped production of it. So yeah, a solid machine, obviously. But what we got in game is, of course, they built about 100 of these reconnaissance vehicles, and they were produced from 43 to 44 and used all the way to the end of the war. Relatively fast, 37 miles per hour, I think, is what they said in actual top speed of the actual vehicle. It was, of course, mounted with a 20 millimeter like the PZ2s, but it was going to be upgraded to a 50 millimeter, which never happened because the war ended. So, what do we have in game? What makes this thing so ridiculously fun? Well, let's start off with the stats here. 340 hit points, 30 millimeters of full armor, 50 millimeters on the turret. Yeah, typical light tank. Don't get shot, don't get hit, just run. And that's what this thing does really well. 13 tons, 15 tons fully loaded, 360 engine power, 27.54 specific power. That's brake horsepower per ton. That's very good. 60 kilometers top speed, 22 traverse speed, and about 35.2 traverse speed with the hull. Like I said, these numbers have been a little bit nerfed. If I remember correctly, this thing used to be a little bit more agile. Amazingly enough, it's not agile enough, but yeah, it used to be a little bit more agile. Concealment of stationary vehicle, very good. Concealment of moving vehicle, of course, yeah, excellent. It's a light tank. That's what it does. Mine, I have 475 view range. I'm running coated optics and binocs plus improved ventilation. So this thing gets ridiculous view range at tier 4. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, literally the best ton for ton scout tank in the game. Of course, people are going to argue, blah blah blah. But like I said, it's just this thing is just a load of fun. You get in it and you just have fun every time you play, whether you win or lose, right? I guess I didn't even talk about the gun. So now this is where there's kind of a bone of contention. This gun comes with 2 top guns. Both, in my opinion, are very good, depending on what you're going to use it for. Now, if I'm going to play this as a scout tank, purely scout tank, I usually use a 30 millimeter. If I'm going to use this as a little bit more of a medium / scout tank, I'll go with the 5 centimeter. You know, this is kind of depends on what I feel like playing. This tank actually, this 5 centimeter actually is, in my opinion, performs better. Average damage 70, 67 pen. Of course, that's not quite as good as the 95 pen on the 30 millimeter. But when you get up to the premium round pen, 130 to 110, this gun is just better all around, in my opinion, for long distance shooting. And of course, you have a sustained rate of fire, where this is just a clip, and you have a very long reload on this clip. So really, it's kind of your choice. I play with both, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I jump with the 30 millimeter and really want to be an asshole. But this is a short range gun. You want to be relatively close when you do the damage, so you don't want to be out and about without an escape plan. This one, however, you can play a little bit more at distance, and of course with a better sustained fire rate, you're not going to get, once you jump in on the action, you don't have to unload and then run like hell. This one lets you stay in the battle a little bit longer. So that's the big difference between the two of them. Entirely your choice. I'll show the 2 videos, one with the 5 centimeter, one with the 3 centimeter, and you can get what I'm saying. Yeah, so really bad dispersion at 100 meters. Both guns are terrible, at least accuracy wise. This one's a little bit better, 0.39 compared to 0.46. So at range, this of course is always going to be better. Same way with the aim time's a little bit longer with the 5 centimeter, but you know, once again, if you're going to be using this 30 millimeter, you're going to be a lot closer than you are with the 50. Negative 10 degrees of gun depression. This thing can, yeah, do some wonders on the hill with a little short chassis. You can get up on a hill, and yeah, it doesn't take much to get down on a target. The one real big killer of this tank, of course, is the turret traverse speed. It is horrendous. If this thing was any faster, of course, this to make this thing completely broken and fucking OP. But yeah, so they really kind of screw you with this turret. It just turns incredibly slow, and doesn't give you much of a chance to, you know, if you get into a circle with this thing, a lot of times you're playing catch up, trying to make sure your turret is always on target. Otherwise, if you turn too fast, this thing doesn't keep up worth of crap. I mean, sometimes you get into a brawl with other light tanks, this becomes kind of a hindrance. Of course, you'll get used to that, and you'll play accordingly. But yeah, like I said, all in all, probably my favorite light tank in the game. With its view range, its incredible small size, and the choice of 2 really nice different kind of play style of guns, this thing's a blast. If you get a chance, if you haven't got it already, go pick it up, because this thing is so worth the time and effort to learn how to play, and it's just, yeah, it just looks right? So I'm going to bring up the gameplay for you guys. We're going to play one with the 30 millimeter and some with the 50 millimeter to give you guys kind of an idea what I'm talking about here. Alright guys, back with the Luchs game. Yeah, I got the 50 centimeter, the 50 millimeter mounted on this tank in this game, and like I said, with this gun on here, I play a little bit more like a medium. Yeah, it works for what it does. Like I said, with the better sustained rate, that kind of stuff, it definitely helps. So, I got my destination picked out. We'll see what we're going to get for help. I'm not terribly worried about it, other than maybe the VK going up there. Yeah, I'm going to beat most things up there. There's a few other light tanks that might get up there, M5, that kind of thing. But yeah, the speed with this thing, you know, I'm already sitting at 60 when I come off the ramp, and up the hill I go. Got the Cromwell coming with me. Well, he turns and goes the other direction. Type 64, AT2. And, you know, and like I said, with this great view range on this thing, at this tier, a lot of times you can pick up a lot of stuff before you ever even get spotted. You know, there's not a lot of tier 4 vehicles out there unless you're complete setup on your light tank. This will beat most of them. And this is only a 2-skill crew finishing up the last 3rd skill on it. So, you know, not the best, but it's going to do here. So I pick it up here, and like I said earlier, with this gun, this 50 centimeter lets me be a little bit more active with shooting targets. So that means it leaves me the PZ4 here. Pick up a nice 76 on him. And like I said, this thing really fires very quickly. 2 point whatever seconds. Finishes things off really fast. My preference, I typically play the 50 millimeter more than I do with the 30 millimeter. 30 millimeter is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I love wrecking shit with it. But for the most part, I'll play this over the 30 millimeter. So I'm gonna sit down here a little bit here and just use my view range a little bit and see what I can find. If I can find anything sitting anywhere, and see how it goes. I got a Type 64. He's been more of a... He's just going to trail along behind me for most of this game. I don't know. He's a tier 6 light tank, and he plays nothing but a sniper role. So now the big problem right here is we have obviously a mismatch of tanks. They have 4 at least spotted on the other side. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks here against actually only 3 that have been spotted. So 3 on 7. Now the Type 64 now goes down there. That means 8 on 7, or 8 on 3, and there's no movement going. I've got the OI and the Churchill. Pretty good health. So, your typical dumbass, he's like, no, I'm just going to make a run for the base, and we're going to lose. Well, here's the thing. That is going to work for me. So, I'm off. We got to break this. We got to move it quickly here. Pick up the PZ3NA, and I'm going to come back around. Unfortunately, I see the base being capped, so damn it. It's time to turn around and go back the other direction here. So pick up the SU-85. That is going to give my team something to shoot at. Hopefully they can finish him off, and I can get on my way here. So pick him up, keep firing at him. Got to knock him out before I can deal with these other ones. Knock him out, and I'm on the run. So now I have the M5A1 and the other light tank there. I'm thinking, well, maybe they're going to be able to finish this off for me and, you know, get off the hill. But they don't. So I'm going to pull in here. I got the OI experimental. Yeah, we're just going to pen the shit out of him all day long. Finish him off. Finish him off. Oops. Stupid armor on OP, ridiculous, stupid Japanese tanks. Yeah, we're going to get you, buddy. Don't worry. Finish him off. Broke the stalemate. Why these guys are still watching this, I don't know. They should have left. Type 64 finally moves his ass. I'm going to need help. Well, you should have already left. Cromwell still sitting up on the top. This is the problem I have with this. There should have been at least 3 tanks. The 2 tanks and the Cromwell probably should have already headed back instead of waiting this long, but whatever. So the other Luchs, he's over here fucking around. He's going to get killed too, but you know what? We need to stop this cap here. They're finally picking up some targets. Heading back here. I got an M4, 2801, a bunch of other crap here. Yeah. We're in a really good chance of losing this, even though we're up 11-5. Artie's not paying, finally pays attention. Unfortunately, he's dropping shells in the wrong spot. The M4 is the one that actually has it. Pick up the reset on the M4. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if we can get up in here and do anything. M4 is looking at me. Oops. Miss. 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 There we go. He's firing HE shells. Finish him off. Give me about, let's say 869. Just have the 34 left. He's got a minute 14. Now I'm getting greedy. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Come on, buddy. I'm trying to dry him out here so I got some people to help him with. There we go. Got a nice round into him. Pick up the one more there. I die. Alright, we win. That's all that mattered. Oh, games like this kills me. That's a lot of work for a light tank to run around and have to, you know, break stalemates. But we won't talk about that ever again. So that's the first game. I got a couple more for you guys, and we'll see what this thing can do. So back with the next game in the Luchs, and now I have the 30mm mounted. Well, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to play this, like I said, I tend to play the 30mm. I'd be a little bit more cautious. I like to be able to play a little bit more of an actual scout tank and playing the light tank role. What you're going to see me do here, now if you don't know about this, whenever the tanks are streaming down the J line on the opposite side, you get some tanks up here like where the T40 is sitting at, that stuff, and as long as you spot something, they're going to have some clear shots as they progress down to this point. So I'm going to make a quick run down here, and that's exactly what I'm doing. We're just going to run down here quick, and I'm going to start picking up tanks. So I pick up the PZ-38T. I wasn't quite sure if he saw me, but he did see me. That's alright. We're just going to poke back and forth there and start picking up, keeping all this stuff lit. And this, like I said, is a great little active scout. If you like to play the active role, that's what this thing does really well. So pick up the Sherman 3. I didn't get all the damage on that one, but I have the B1, the Churchill 2, the Covenanter, a lot of stuff here, and I'm just poking back and forth just enough to keep them lit. And racking up a fair amount of some decent spotting damage here. Churchill 3 throws up some bullshit shit there, pins my turret. Oh, actually, he'd pin me right in the bottom there. Go figure, he'd hit me there. So I got to be careful here, and all I'm doing is poking out just enough every once in a while to keep them lit for pick up the T80, pick up the Churchill. Puts me on about 600 spotting damage somewhere, and I haven't really even fired much. I think I let off one little quick burst. So I pick up, trying to pick up the kill on that, but that's the problem with the 30mm. Is not the most accurate, even at range. So once again, just popping back and forth, trying to keep everything lit. And of course, once you get it lit like this, the team is killing them from the other side. So pop me up about 800 damage. Now I'm on the run. There isn't much over there left to shoot, so now I'm going to go back to mid, helping these guys out. And like I said, with this mobility on this tank, you can do everything, be everywhere, and be that kind of guy, right? Everybody likes to be that guy. I got a Churchill up on the hill because that's where Churchills sit. Su-85, the Matilda, now I got a T-40 over here, but we got a Lago and some other stuff. Apparently nobody's noticed this guy. Well, let's see what we can do here. Fuck, I'm a good Samaritan. Give him a push up, put him back on his tracks. Could make sure we use your gun a little bit later. Off on the run. I got tanks down here in the bottom. I'm going to try to see if I can pick up some spotting damage on these guys as well. Oh, fuck, when did they put that in there? Let's see if I can pick up the T-40. No go, no go. Back up. Time to move, time to move. We are looking for spots here. So, looking around, looking around. They're kind of doing a nice job here. These guys are pushing out. The Matilda, the M1, and the Sherman are pushing out. 38T is working things over. T-40 is working things over. Yeah, it's not the best place to be. So, still not picking up a whole bunch of damage here yet. Got the Lago somewhere. PZ-38 NA's down here somewhere. I'm going to be a little more careful here. So, pick up the PZ-38 NA. Now, I got tanks over here. Su-85, T-40. You know, hopefully they're going to start shooting things. You know, like that PZ-38 NA would be pretty sweet. Nothing. There we go. Now we got somebody finally noticing. Pick them up. Put me about a little over 1,000 spotting damage. We got 4 tanks left. So I'm going to drop down in here. See if I can help out this other Luchs. He's getting a little aggressive in here. Yeah, he's got the 30mm, and this is why it's somewhat ineffective in any kind of brawl like this. You're going to be running most of the time, trying to get some damage. So the Lago picks him up. Got the M8, M48, M8A1 sitting up on top of the hill, and I'm just proxy spotting him here. Not a whole lot of damage, but you know, not even 100 yet. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here as a nuisance, and that's what this thing does real well, especially in the active scouting. You can play the passive role, but like I said, with the active, you do such a nice job. So pick up the M8A1. He's gonna see if he's gonna be busy looking at me. Come on, buddy. What are you gonna do? There we go. Yep. And we'll pick up the quick kill on him. Put me up. Nah, I didn't even break 100. What are you gonna do? On the roll here. Got the 38T left to kill, and we're back on the ball. He's gonna be dead by the time I get there, so I'm not even worried about it. Everybody gets brave at the end. There we go. Good little scouting match for this tank. Alright, we're back on the Manor line again, but now we're on the opposite side. Still running the 30mm. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you kind of an idea what this 30mm can do, even at range. Like I said, it's not as good, of course, as the 50mm at range, but it does a pretty nice job. This thing works, like I said, really well. If you're going to run into something and just derp the shit out of it, you can usually roll right around between 250 and 300 on average. You can, I think the highest you could have ever had is probably over 400. That's everything rolls high. Most of the time you're never going to get that. Most of the time you're going to be between 200 and 300 in a good clip. So yeah, enough to take out a lot of tier 3s and 4s if you ever run into them. But other than that, if you run into anything bigger than that, you're going to have to run like hell because you have a 18-second reload. So up over the top, I'm going to go over here to my favorite little corner right here. And now, you know, and this is really, and I'll be kind of honest with you, this is the real difference between good players, or I shouldn't say good players, excellent players, players that have high win rates and stuff. Now, when I clicked that button to tell them where I was going, tanks would have got into position to shoot at whatever I was going to light. As you see that there really wasn't much. There really wasn't much moving around to get shots on that stuff. You know, whatever. It is what it is. But if you follow your light tank's directions, what he's going to do, what he's going to shoot, what he's going to spot, and you get in position to shoot what he spots, a lot of times you can pick up some real easy, quick damage. Right there's what I said with the turret speed, which isn't always the great. You noticed how crappy it turned. Put a couple shells into the M4, but I only got probably, I think, 2, maybe 3 pens on that deal for 60 damage. Alright, so now we're back out of here. AMX played up just a little too high, and I'm not going to stick in the same spot because I know I was there. So I'm going to go over here and try something a little different here. I'm going to spot from this direction and see what we can find over here. M4 is running back the other direction. Still got a Covenator here. KV-1S is pushing in. The log was pushing in. Everything's pushing in. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. M4's moved up, picked up the T40 on the top of the hill and the other Luchs. And we're going to drop off the hill because I don't want to get shot to shit going over there. We're going to push on over here to where the Covenator's at and see what we can do. A lot of things are spotted right here. I was kind of hoping to get a shot on the T40, but he ran off. That leaves me the Covenator and the camping D here. So there's the Covenator. So I get about 180 in on him, and this is where I'm screwed if I don't get out of here. Yeah, get the PZ4D from halfway across the map, shoots this little tank. That's just something you have to deal with. So the VK is going to deal with him. I got to reload before I can do anything. Looking around here, yeah, he finishes him off. These guys are doing a nice push here, and that's when I, of course, noticed the difference on the other side. They have 2 heavies and a medium pushing up on a light tank and a medium. So I'm going to be on my way. I need to assist as much as possible. I have an AMX-40 up on the hill. Yeah, the VK's actually does pay attention too. He's not going to sit around and wait. We got a T1 heavy, a KV1, and an M3 pushing in here on this M4. and a PZ-38A. So I'm back. I'm on the roll. I'm moving, and I'm going to try to assist these guys as much as possible. It's a pretty much even game right now. The KV-1S and the ST VZ-39 are pushing in. Of course, there is a Matilda out there somewhere. We're not terribly sure where he's at, but he's there. So pick up the T1 Heavy coming in here, and I'm gonna drop some shells out there. Nope, no go. Didn't even really get his attention. He finishes us the AMX-40. Yeah, it's a pretty tight game here. So with that said, I switched to the premium ammo. It's time to see what I can do against that T1 Heavy with 110 pen instead of 98. So I'm not going to stick around down here, and there's a nice place over here to actually use up a little bit of a double bush here. Go as far as I can without trying to get spotted. So I'm going to pull back around, wait for them for me to disappear off their radar if they did actually see me, and I'm going to come back in here and bush up. Great concealment with this tank. Pull in here real slow like. There we go. Pick up the T1, back up a little bit. There we go. Get some nice cover with the bushes. Looking at the T1 here. I'm looking for him to change between movies. There we go. KV1, you're so nice to turn your turret to the side. Yeah, put a nice couple rounds into him for 146. And yeah, we're just gonna wait here. Now they know I'm over here, or believe I know they're over here, so I'm not gonna give them any chance while I'm reloading here for me to pop up. This T1's nice, of course. Turns his turret to the side. Hey, there we go. Put up another couple more shots into him. Pick up another 180 damage on him, which gives the chance for the VK to finish him off. Being able to get these heavies down to a one-shot really works out well for me. M3's over here in the open. So yeah, we'll just pump a few rounds into him. There we go. Finish him off. Pick up the M3 Lee. And of course we have the KV-1 left. Kind of about the only big thing left to worry about here. So back on the run. He's not going to show me anymore. So I need to move in. I have probably enough to take one shot. That's about it. KV-1's not paying attention anyway. M4 and the VK or I should say the Matilda are kind of baiting him, so I'm going to move it around the side here, finish off the KV-1, switch back to regular rounds, and now I got the Luchs and the Matilda to deal with on the back side. And here we go. I can't tell you how much I love this little tank. This is, like I said, one of those tanks that you just get into it. You have a good time. You have a lot of fun. You can do a lot of things. You can play the medium. You can play the light. You know, depending on what tiers you're in. Still, probably, in my opinion, pound for pound, the best light tank in game. I'm sure there's going to be arguments about it. I know, but this thing, you know, with its view range at tier 4, you know, 475 meters with the optics on it, is really good. Even if I just ran coated. And just some cruise kills in there, I'm going to be pushing right at maximum view range with this tank. That's not, like I said, not including the binocs. You know, I'm going to have pretty soon here recon up, which is another 5%. So yeah, that's going to put this thing right at, with coated optics, right at the maximum view range. And then, of course, like I said, you add on binocs, you're going to be pushing, oh Jesus, we're probably pushing almost 490 view range on a tier 4 tank. So yeah, great view range at this tier. So pick up the Luchs, get a couple shells into him, put him down at 15%. The STVZ pushing up in there, Matilda's pushing up in there, and I got the other Matilda coming back across here. So I'm going to look here and see what I can do. I'm kind of waiting for the Luchs to stick out, but he's not going to do it for me, so that means I got this Matilda that's coming slowly but surely in there. The ST's coming around from behind. I'm worried about that guy popping out here, but it's alright here. I'm going to pull up in here, wait till he turns, gives me something to shoot at. There we go. Put one shell into him for 65, and now I'm going to reload my next clip here. So Luchs is not paying attention. He's up on the hill fucking around. So now I have this Matilda here, and I'm going to have to help the ST out here. He's running away, and this is the big difference between, uh, of course, the 50 millimeter and this one. If I would have had the 50 millimeter, I would have killed him. This one's I have to wait too much or too long to get the next reload, and he's already over there, out of my range to shoot him. ST's going to work on him, finishes him off. So ended up with a nice little game with it. Mobility and all that kind of stuff on this thing is just really, really nice. So a couple more games for you guys, and we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, back with the last game, and it is Steps. It is a tier 6 battle, and I'm running the 50 mil on this time. Switched up a little bit, and we're going to, and this is one of those great scouting maps. This tank being the size that it is, and its mobility, lets you do a lot of funky things, a lot of quick scouts, a lot of, in this case I'm going to just be camping the bush. I have a specific bush in mind. If you guys are not familiar with it, and that's what the thing about it is, with this really small size of this tank, it fits everywhere, right? I mean, it's obviously, you know, just a tad bit smaller than Chaffee. I think it's relatively close to the AMX's. It's probably just a little bit taller, but like I said, it fits in lots and lots of places. I mean, just about any bush will conceal it fairly well. So I'm going to push up in here. I got a set of bushes right here that I love to play in, and of course, like I said, once you get into position, you get the coverage. It's just about picking up targets here. So the 5916 is coming in here. I've picked up the M5A1. Yeah. So the 5916, he's a scout tank. He's sitting about 250 meters away. He has no idea I'm here, and you're gonna watch him just jump all over the place because his little dinger's going off that he's detected, and he's probably figuring out, what the fuck? No, where's everybody at? Nope. Pick up the other Luchs coming across. Pick up the 3001 over here. The Chaffee went fucking YOLO, you know, because that's what you do right off the bat, is charging the base into 4 or 5 tanks. Yeah, oh, there's no eye. Yeah, he's going to die, and there's not a whole lot I can do it here. So Chaffee picks off the M5 Stuart, pick up the quick 415 on the OI. Chaffee's dead now, and yeah, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to rack up the spotting. Like I said, you noticed how small this tank is. So 5916, once again, he's going like, oh, what the fuck? No, yep, M5 Stuart's going to come in. Yeah, he's going to die. That's a tier 6 light tank, buddy. You don't have much of a chance. So, like I said, looking, you guys better win this now. We probably would have had a better chance of winning if you wouldn't have fucking YOLO'd, but hey, who am I to say you did it wrong? So, 5916 is going, well, what am I doing here? Oh shit, I got spotted. Damn it, fuck, oh, nope. And this is where it's going to get kind of funny to watch. Like I said, he knows he's spotted. And shit is hitting the side here. He can't see what's shooting at him. The 37's out of his view range. And the 37, of course, is shooting at him. So like I said, oh, fuck, shit. Oh, damn it. Oh, no. What am I? Oh, now I'm on fire. Oh, man. Yeah, he's just totally dumbfounded. He doesn't know what's going on. Yep, nope. Even when I think I'm not spotted, I'm spotted. I'm up against the rock. I can't get. Why can't I get inside the rock? So 5916, he's just in a bad position here. T37 is just ripping him left and right. Puts another shell into him. Come on, T37, finish him off. Let's get my spotting done. M5A1 Stuart comes back around the front. I think he's thinking that he's going to spot something, but of course, you know, he's lit. He's running. Stug SU100 and a Stug 3G behind me. I'm thinking, well, maybe they're going to finish him off. Nope, he's just going to stroll on across there and not get shot. Nothing. Come on, boys. Come on, fellas. Shoot him. Still nothing. Ah, there we go. And of course, I didn't pick it up because he was spotted by those guys anyway. You would think with my spotting that I would have got the assisted damage out of there, but somehow fucking Wargaming fucks me again out of something so simple, I guess. Whatever. Back on the run here. Up over the hill. I got a SU-100, a Stug 3. So I do have a fair amount of support here. So I know there's, well, there's the Lago, and I have an M4, a Jagdpanzer 4, and a Marder 38T over here somewhere. Something over here. Oh, well, M4 shows up. And of course there's an artillery piece back in here. So I'm just going to take the sneaky up the center, in the middle, and we're going to see what we're going to do here. Come back across the middle. Yeah, what are you doing, M4? He's not paying attention. Yeah, there we go. So pull in here. He's got the derp gun, and not much you can do about this, buddy. Yeah, finish off the M4. Artillery's finished off, and now I'm back on the move. I got the Jagdpanzer 4 somewhere, Marder 38T somewhere. To be a Jagdpanzer 4 in this game, oh man. But you know, can't do much when you're sitting back here in the corner. Pick up the Jagdpanzer 4. He knows I'm here now. We'll see if we get any help or some fire from anybody. Oh, there we go. Picked up a little bit more spotting damage. We're going to back up a little bit more here. Oh, there he is. Great active scout. You're seeing here I'm playing the passive and the active with this thing. It does everything real well. Small size. You can fit in just about every bush. And of course, with its mobility, it just does active well. So putting me up about 1200 spotting, 1300 spotting, and I have the Jagdpanzer 4 to finish off once more. Pull in Jagdpanzer 4. He's not paying attention. His ass is, oh, whoa, fuck, rock, no. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, finish him off. 408 damage, 1363. So not a bad little game with this tank. You get a lot of these games if you play well. I think actually my best I think I've ever spotted was like almost 3,500 damage spotting in a tier 6 match. So yeah, this is very capable as a light tank to do that kind of spotting damage very easily, whether it's active or passive. I mean, some light tanks do really well active, some do really well passive. This does both. You can be the active, you can be the passive. It doesn't matter. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be talking to you guys later.